talking about the politics of Canada, especially Ontario. I am Peter Beimers, two-time candidate for the New Blue Party of Ontario. Let's get to it. Today, I want to look back at 2025. Now, I've posted about 45 videos since the provincial election, which is when I started this. Most of the videos were posted on Monday. There was the occasional Wednesday post. I started posting these videos really to get the word out about who the New Blue Party of Ontario is and what we stand for, what our policies are. Also to reflect on the political climate here in Canada, but primarily here in Ontario. Interestingly, to me at least, the videos that did the least amount of views was the pro-life videos, those dealing with abortion and end-of-life issues or medical assistance in dying, otherwise known as MAID. The New Blue Party is the only serious pro-life party in Ontario, and yet these videos seem to have little effect on those watching the videos, those who come across my channel. They have been consistently the least viewed videos that I have, which I find very ironic, since one of the most viewed and commented on video was the one of the slaughter of the ostriches. Now, the slaughter of the ostriches, of course, tragic and completely unnecessary, but Ontario, do you seriously consider birds more important than people? I do not. I think the slaughter of innocent children and pushing seniors and those with mental deficiencies towards MAID and veterans with PTSD towards MAID is completely disgusting. Easily the most viewed video that I had dealt on immigration. This tells me that this is a hot button issue for many, and they feel that there's just far too many here in Ontario contributing to the shortage of housing and the loss of the job market. It also tells me that those of you who watch that video, which is easily the most viewed, as I said, resonate with the New Blues principle that Ontario should control the number of immigrants that we take in. You know, like Quebec. Why should Quebec be the only province with such special privilege? Ontario should be the ones controlling and dictating how many immigrants we take in and who they are. The video that I found sparked the greatest emotional response was the one about landlords and tenants. Really, the point of the video was to stress that we need a system in place to quickly arbitrate and settle disputes quickly between tenants and landlords, so that there's not a loss of property, not a loss of property value, or even literally the property itself, and that this should happen very quickly, rather than the backlog that we have in place currently going on. However, the socialists were offended and quickly commented that landlords should just let tenants live free. After all, if they can't afford it, they should just let them live free. If they can't afford to have a tenant, then they shouldn't have a place to rent out. That is to paraphrase what they said. When they could not back up a reason as to why rent and housing should not only be provided for, but be provided for free, they lowered themselves, as they normally do, to name-calling, and they tried very, very hard to hurt my feelings. But newsflash, my feelings were not hurt, and really they only strengthened my argument and New Blues policies by their childish outbursts. Now, I'm not sure what 2026 holds in store for us in Canada, but I do hope that Doug Ford just stays out of the way here in Ontario. In fact, I hope he makes it easier for us to live in Ontario, lowers taxes, gets rid of that silly provincial carbon tax, and other wasteful spending. And after all, we're still trying to recover from that awful, disastrous commercial that aired in the U.S. In fact, Prime Minister Mark Carney did admit recently in a French interview that he had an agreement on place for trade with Donald Trump on the table. It was ready to be signed, and then this video got played and aired in the U.S., and Doug Ford essentially killed that new trade agreement. Now, rest assured, New Blue Party of Ontario is not going anywhere. We will still be here to work to bring you the issues to light, the wasteful spending of Doug Ford and his policies. And I want to remind you, you still have a few days left to donate to the end of to New Blue Party before the end of the year and receive a generous tax credit for 2025. Happy New Year, and we will see you again in 2026.